And then he started talking to me about what they had seen in the sky from just right here, really late at night, when the storefront windows go out, you can really see all the action up there. And I thought, God, I love you, Dan Aykroyd. The first time I spoke with Howard Stern, I said, you must know going in that I think all morning men on the radio should be killed. And he accepted that I told him that. So we're good. I just spent the first part of the morning listening to Paul McCartney sing a song that I wrote. That's something that I never thought would happen to me.
We got Michael McKean, Dana, who was a friend of mine. We did the movie Coneheads together. We did SNL together.
He was on SNL. Yeah.
He's done 1 million things in show business. He's part of a lot of the Christopher Guest movies, namely Spinal Tap, which we are discussing the sequel coming out. Very exciting.
Spinal Tap 2, which I'm excited to talk to him about that because I do think it's a great time to bring it out. It just, the trailer I saw was super funny. So he's a great storyteller, and that's it's fun to have him.
Yeah, he's great. We've had him once. They're having him again. You know what I thought it would be a good title for a sequel, Dana?
Yes.
The End of the Beginning. It's kind of funny.
I thought the sequel should be called It's One Higher.
Oh, yeah.
2 is more than 1.
11. That's what he says in the movie, right?
Yeah. It's one
We have
higher.
our speakers. We what do they do? They write it to 11 so it goes higher.
But it could be 10 full blasts. It's like a little math question. He goes, it's one higher. It's one higher. Why don't you make 10 the highest?
Right, but it's one higher.
This is in the trailer. It's one higher. That's
Fucking
what's
funny.
the best.
Anyway, you'll crack up. Michael McKean has a lot to say, and here he is.
Am I early, boys?
No way.
I feel like I'm in a Western and you just walked in this saloon. Am I early?
Hey, stranger. I know you, stranger. I've come
Desiree rides again. Desiree with Audie Murphy, I think it was. Yeah.
Yes, it was Jimmy Stewart first. And I'll tell you, since you brought it up, the guy who created
film. Yes.
The guy who created Destry also created another famous character, Dr. Kildare.
Really?
Yes,
Wow.
his name was Max Brand. Not his real name. His real name was Felix Faust. It gets weirder. But he wrote Destry Rides Again and a couple of more starring him, and he created Dr. Kildare.
I follow him on TikTok.
Mm-hmm. This is the kind of the thing that I didn't know about as a younger person. Like, okay, so Bob Odenkirk were doing a Western, writing the script, and it comes out brilliant. It's so fucking funny, but it's really, really out there. The studio goes, what? And I just thought, I watch movies now and directors talk about it. Obviously, Quentin Tarantino, like, you would take Desiree Rides Again, because I play an Irish guy who's heard of the West and is really fast with guns, but super humble. And I come to the town like this, and John Lovitz he's hanging. They're about to hang him. And he's next to signs that he put up. If I don't clean up the town, you can hang me. So it was that kind of, it was great. But I look at the nuts and bolts of a guy coming off the stagecoach and everyone thinking he's kind of fey or whatever the word would be at the time. And he's lethal. Anyway, I don't know when around the hand, but you're in a film. You make films. What don't you do? You write songs. You sing. What
can't shut me up?
What can't
I do? You mean at my age? Dance? What can't I do?
Yeah.
As an artist.
Stray too far from the bathroom is the sad answer. Not enough.
Yeah. Michael used to always say
Aunt Bladder. Have you met my Aunt Bladder? She's a frisky one. She needs a lot of attention. I'll
Aunt Blabby or
Aunt Blabby, but I'm saying I tried to get
like that you switched it.
Nice, nice.
So good to have you back.
Nice to have you.
Michael might be our maybe second return guest. That's all. Second.
Well, we had a slight delay last time. We were with a different. So now we have you just like this. We had a slight delay, which was very frustrating because you would go, you know what I hate? And then your mouth would move. And then you go, you see what I mean? Yeah. And then we had to respond.
Well, I just got off the line with three different people who were interviewing us. And we were in character as our Spinal Tap guys.
Oh.
And so we had a little picture of this guy and watching him try and stretch 20 minutes worth of questions into 45 minutes worth of questions because he had us for all that time. So we got to watch him thinking about the next question and then realizing he was frozen. And so we're going, yeah. So anyway, you guys, you're a refreshing change from a junket.
Well, who gets a junket gets 45? That's a lot.
We've been in the battle lines. I was in Spiny 1. I don't know what the nickname is on that. I was in Spiny 1 as the mime waiter, and now
yes, you were.
And now you've been told this, but the trailer is really fucking funny. I love
it. Good.
For 2.
Do you remember the character that you came in for?
The drummer?
No, you came in to. There was a character in the original version when we were first working on it called the Tap Head, and he's just this guy who follows the band around.
Oh,
and he kept showing up. And then we thought, he's a little overqualified to be that guy. We really need more of a found object. And then we had the idea for the mime thing, and we said, let's get this guy. He's great. Now, you know who we did cast as the Tap Head was Eddie Deason.
Eddie Deason.
Oh,
anybody remember Eddie Deason?
From Greece?
He may have been in Greece.
Was he the nerd?
Yeah.
Good choice.
He was the nerd in everything. He was the nerd.
Was he the nerd from 1965 to...
Yeah. And he also, historically, here's an interesting point, probably not interesting at all. He was the earner of the $1 billionth in residuals.
Oh, trivia.
He received the $1 billionth of trivia of payouts from residuals in motion pictures.
And Michael,
was there confetti, or how did they know?
There's a bar called Residuals for the people at home. In the Valley, if you bring a check in for under $1, they put it on the wall.
Is that true?
You get a free drink. Yeah, it's called Residuals, awesome. And it's in a little strip mall. And I've been there many times.
No matter how small it is, if you ever look at your monthly expenses and the debits and the credits, and you see $1.30 for something you did, it's kind of like, all right, kicking it, man. They're paying.
My accountant.
I used to get go.
Are you sure?
Oh, yeah.
I'm the guest. I'm the guest. Let me go. So I get these checks from SNL, like host Alec Baldwin, host Tom Hanks, and they're probably 3 cents each.
Yeah.
But my accountant goes, can you just tell them to send you one check for $1? Because we have to process every single one of them. We got to put in like 300 checks. Just tell them to round it up to $5 and call it one check.
What's your residual story?
Well, it's not that interesting. It's just, I used to do the pyramid game show back in the 70s. And so every time in the beginning of the $20,000 pyramid, or whichever amount of pyramid, they would have some celebrity wins. So they'd have me or Billy Crystal or, Suzanne Summers, whoever it was, jumping up and down with the civilian that they just won the big money with.
Yeah.
So they'd show 3 of those, and I would get paid for those. I would get paid, and it was a 48 cents a pop or something. But it was sort of lovely. It was like, I'm not in that show. I'm in the part of the show where people are just getting their coffee and sitting down. Nobody even
like
sees that shit. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. What's great is that it shows you that SAG or the Writers Guild is working because someone's out there chasing to make sure they give you what you're supposed to get with whatever deal you made, which you don't even remember.
Yeah. I have a good one.
Go.
So they're doing it's an animated thing, or it's dogs, I think. It's actual dog, and you do the voice. So a famous actor, I won't say, pretty famous. They didn't like the way he did his reading. So they brought me in, but it was already, his mouth was there. So I had to match his rhythms. And I kept saying, this isn't going to work. So they got someone else or whatever. But then somehow I got into getting checks. And these are tens of thousands of dollar checks.
That's excellent.
And I said to my my people, I go, I'm getting these checks. And he said, just put it in a drawer. Don't tell anybody. I don't know how much I got,
That's
but it
great.
was big. And people are going to think like, well, what was the name of the movie and who was the actor? But anyway, that's my residual story. I think I
So when
kind
you
of
walk
mic
down
drop these stories.
Well, all three of our stories are tepid, but that's fine. We're getting warmed up.
Yeah, I don't have a better one.
All right, Dana, I'm always dragging around, and I always got a 5-hour energy on me.
Mm-hmm. I know that about you.
Yeah, they're either in my sock, in the car, they're somewhere.
You keep them everywhere.
I give them a little slurp. I don't really shoot the whole thing like some people do on an empty stomach. I think I eat a little bit, couple sips, just like coffee. Just keep something going.
You don't
there because
chug it.
I don't. I'm actually I don't want that much energy at once. It's 5 hours, so I kind of that's what most people do. But I sip it overall. There's a lot of different flavors. Yeah, there's one called Confetti Craze that tastes like a good birthday cake, which they're all pretty good, but this
vanilla
tastes great.
And buttery flavor, here to let you be unapologetically extra and unstoppably energized, actually.
Big birthday energy wherever you go. The shots are reasonable. You don't have to chug a full bottle or anything. You just run around with that big birthday energy.
Yeah.
And you can plan your confetti party at www.5hourenergy.com or Amazon. That's available now. You know what I mean? So you can get on 5-Hour Energy. That's the number 5hourenergy.com or Amazon. Unleash your big birthday party energy.
As much caffeine as 12 ounces of your fancy coffee, but 0 sugar and 0 sugar crash. So
yeah, and I'm not like a coffee guy, so this is kind of better for me.
You're a 5-Hour Energy Confetti Craze guy. 5-Hour Energy Confetti Craze flavor is available online. Head to www.5hourenergy.com or Amazon to order yours today. What was the first time you knew you had $1 million?
Yeah.
What was the first year where you go, God, I think I have $1 million? You don't have to answer that. I just coming off the residuals.
I don't really know. I mean, are you counting real estate? I don't know.
Well,
it was from the 80s.
One actor, until he got on Marvel, Paul Ruddman, we were just asking him these kind of questions just for fun. And he just basically said until Ant-Man, he had his character parts. He was doing well, but how the taxes and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And all these things that people take out of all the places. And so it was surprising, but you never know where it's going to come from. That's kind of put it this way. What was the job that paid you way more than you thought you were going to get paid?
Lenny.
Well, Lenny and Squiggy. That was, we started out, I wasn't even in SAG.
Really?
David Lander and I did those characters as part of the Credibility Gap, Harry Shearer and Richard Beebe.
Oh, that's how it started?
Before Laverne and Shirley were invented?
Cool.
Yeah. Before that, David and I did those characters in college at Carnegie in Pittsburgh.
Jesus.
Yeah. So and 9 years later, we did them on TV. So it was a little different, and they wanted to pay us like it was not even a big deal. They couldn't give me the part until they auditioned at least one SAG actor. Oh. And I'm going to tell you who it was.
Oh, good.
It was a guy. Well, it was a guy who knew he wasn't going to get the part. It was already, we got this guy, but he doesn't have a SAG card. So we have to audition somebody else. And would you do it? Tim Thomerson. Do we remember Tim Thomerson?
I remember Tim
of course.
Thomerson.
Yeah. Very, very sweet guy.
Big funny character. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And he had a little part on Happy Days or something right next door. Mm-hmm. So they auditioned him knowing, and he knew, no, I'll read for it, and it was him trying to do this guy,
It's basically every audition I had because I just didn't get it. So I wish they told me ahead of time, you're just not going to get it. Because he walks out like this. At least he goes, here you go, I'll do you guys a favor. I'm doing basically right.
I for sure did 100 in a row where I didn't get it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, easy.
In the early 80s. That's why when Spinal Tap, you didn't get it. And then they go, they want you in the movie. You're going to be in a scene with Billy Crystal. At that time of my life, that was like, fuck. Let's go to Sizzler Steakhouse, honey.
Well, the weirdest one was Howard Hessman. His part didn't even exist 24 hours before he shot it.
Whoa!
We had hired, the scene that Howard Hessman in Spinal Tap. They're in the lobby, and he's the manager of this rocker who never really speaks.
Yeah.
So we had hired this rock and roll guy, and while he was being fitted for wardrobe the day before, we realized the guy could barely fucking talk. He just not only couldn't act, he was just like kind of pre-verbal and scared shitless. So Rob
just
goes,
had long hair.
Pre-verbal.
Yeah, exactly. And Rob goes, you know what we should do? We should get him a manager. I'm going to call Howard Hessman. So we called Hessman, talked to him for about 10 minutes on the phone, and Howard came in, fucking aced it, of course,
smart,
and killed us.
Funny.
Just brilliant man.
Great adjusting while you go. Like those things happen. No one knows about it.
I had to do that. Yeah.
Well, that was that whole movie, and I'm wondering about the style of this one. I assume it's the same. You've got Rob Reiner, and that was the sense that you guys. I guess there was more than there was an actual script. It wasn't just bullet points and you'll improvise. But how much improvisation was there, or was it very specific?
In this one,
then the first one, and then this one.
There were two written lines in the first film.
Okay. That answers my question.
live, direct from hell. Spinal Tap was written. The guy at the very beginning, and Patrick McNee's Toast. And so say we all tap into America. That was written. Everything else was improvised.
That's what I thought. That's what I.
You pitch that, and they go, "There's a movie there." Build it around it.
We pitched one where we said, "Yeah, we'll write the script," and we tried for about a day and a half to write the script. And we said, "Man, this is not fun, and it's not going to yield what we want. We want it to be like it's a thing that's really happening." Mm-hmm. So we said, "Well, let's just a nice thick Bible of who these guys are, who they've been throughout the years, what their relationships are now, and then go." Mm-hmm. And we broke it down. We got a big map of the U.S. and we tagged the route of the tour with Post-it notes, and wrote a lot of things on the back of Grimsby's, we called them, because they were postcards that had pictures of Roger Grimsby, the ABC newscaster, on them.
I remember him.
And you remember that? We used to trade him as kids, right? Mm-hmm. And so we wrote the whole movie on the back of these Grimsby's. And that was, some jokes, some like maybe try this. And
well, I'm sure you have to kind of beat it out and going, no, now the beginning's too heavy. We don't, or just done in the editing. Like you go get as much as we can everywhere and it's 5 hours or something. Then you got to start going, what's important?
You just feel it for comedy. And if you have guys that are extremely talented, sorry, I had to say that, but it might be embarrassing, but it was just popped so hard. It just one higher and all this stuff. All you guys did. Kevin Pollak and I did a Cockney British or sort of a Spinal Tap accent for like a couple of years. We actually played blackjack. We were playing Harris, and we were up there just doing talk like that. Going. We're just possessed by that movie, like a lot of people, and so I was thrilled. And I'll let you talk after this. That there's a sequel now. Because it's the perfect time, because all these other bands are out there, long in the tooth. Yeah, and so it wouldn't have been a sequel in the 80s, wouldn't it? This is very funny, and that's why it really hit me hard. Like, this is who they are now is so funny. Yeah. So anyway, talk to that.
You have to understand one other thing. When the film came out, you probably know this, it was not a huge box office success.
No.
And it didn't really find its legs until it took off on home video, and people would talk about it like it was, you got to see this weird fucking comedy. And so we kind of picked up a little steam that way. So 3 or 4 years down the line, they started talking about doing a sequel. And we said, no, I think we told the tale. I think we got it. We briefly talked about doing making a film that purportedly had happened 20 years before in the 60s. When they were young pop stars, and there was this piece of shit exploitation film built around them, around the personas, which was a funny idea, but we were all cresting 40 at that point to say, no, they don't have the tech to make us look any younger. So they do now. But the other thing is, timing wise, we did not have the rights to this material. We had to make phone calls and make deals with people to go to Spinal Tap, to record a Spinal Tap, make personal appearances, and in some cases, make some foreign commercials. So, which didn't amount to much. We had to make these deals, and so Harry Shearer, who has what we call Simpsons money, he says, "Guys, I'll do the stuff. We're going to sue him. We're going to get the rights back." And we did. And then we said, well, now it's like the dog who chases the car. He finally catches what they're going to do.
Now what?
So make a fucking movie, I guess. So we made this film, and it was kind of the reunion. The guys are dragged kicking and screaming to a reunion. They really have no regard for one another. A lot of bad blood. And we thought maybe that would be the premise, and do a big show, and maybe get some guest stars in, which we were very lucky that area.
People jump it kind of had for sure.
Yeah, it was fun.
And also just minimal script or outline, and just being playful.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Did you, because
three lines of this
because Spinal Tap exists, then you're doing Spinal Tap 2. What was the mindset of that? Like, let's go to where we go before. Now we're doing something different, or it was just instantly different because 40 years makes it different, Well,
it's also where the characters are now 40 years down the road of having this hatchet job, which we assumed he only showed us with the bad shit. He only showed us when things were going wrong. He only showed us when we couldn't find the stage, and all this stuff. What about the night we could find the stage? So we had a lot of animosity and alleged lawsuits and everything, but then we're reunited with Marty DeBurgi. We make the best of a bad situation, and we just go ahead and make the film.
I still, to this day, I don't know if I'm at a theater or something and get tangled up or kind of lost. I always say I feel like I'm in Spinal Tap.
Yeah.
It is one of those things that is a real thing, but it was so funny the way you guys did it in the movie.
I play theaters. I think I'm in Kandahar. I'm like underneath, and they go, "This was built 100 years ago." I go, "Minimum." And there's no working water. There's no elevators. We just sort of wing it.
Well, then you ask the guy, you go, "Excuse me," because it's kind of passive aggressive, but is there a way to get to the stage? Because I'm going on. Yeah. You want to go on the stage? Oh, you go down,
Yeah, I hear my intro music. They're like, "Oh, that's you go up these 100 steps." I'm always winded.
Jeff Beck and Eric Clapton actually had that experience together. They were playing at B.B. King's 75th birthday party at the Apollo, and they got lost beneath the stage. And then Jeff said, "Yeah, at one point we just looked at each other and went, we're in that fucking movie now."
So you guys just thought of that, or was it based on something like that happened to somebody?
It just seemed funny. I don't remember what the source
for
of it
sure.
was.
Those theaters are so
complicated. It did show up in a Tom Petty documentary where it was this huge German entertainment complex and in Stuttgart or someplace, and they kept walking into tennis courts and stuff. But that happened after the movie, but before the movie came out. We had shot the film, and then we saw the Tom Petty, and we got that right.
Sometimes they say, "You don't want to go through the crowd, right?" And I'm like, "Go before I go. I'd rather not." And I go, "Okay, we can figure this out." And then they don't know.
Yeah.
So you're like in the kitchen, then you're in the pantry, and then you're in the attic, and I'm like, "We're trying to get to the stage, right? I don't know what you guys are doing. I got a show in about 3 minutes." So, and it makes you nervous because you're about to go on, and I have to think about my high quality jokes,
They are high quality.
You have high quality jokes now. Good way. I'm glad you went in that direction.
I changed it. Yeah, Michael and I spent a really nice chunk of time on Coneheads.
Yeah.
Where I tried to give him the chicken pox.
Oh my God.
Do you remember this story? I think I told you that I whispered to the PA, "Don't tell anyone," but I think I do have the chicken pox. So we're going to try to keep this kind of shh. He's like, "Oh, for sure." Boop, alarms. So clear the set. And then, of course, I only had him it was so weird. Anyway, we talked with Nick Kroll yesterday. We were talking about Coneheads because I said you were coming on. We all start laughing about Coneheads. and how many people were in it, how many celebrity cameos. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
And how we were kind of the bad guys in that. But it was pretty fun to do. It was really fun to be a part of Dan Aykroyd doing Coneheads again and all that stuff. So,
do you remember the day that he lost his temper and tore his head off? Because he had some
just
friends
do this
coming.
second.
He had some friends coming, and they tied him up at the gate, wouldn't let the guys in. It was a couple of his biker pals, as I recall. Yeah. So he heard about this. God damn it. He curses so like a Canadian. It's God damn it. And he reached up and he ripped the top of his head off. And I thought, man, if this, and it was just this white foam rubber under
foam
there.
everywhere, yeah.
It's scary, yeah. And he's talked off and looking like that. He went out to the the booth there, the guard gate, and he ripped the phone off the wall.
Yeah, he's pretty big guy.
I'm making this up. He's a big guy, yeah.
And that solved everything.
Mad.
Yeah, and Dan doesn't get mad too much. I mean, we did that whole movie.
No.
See it.
No, he's Canadian mellow
sweetheart.
You know, the houses are haunted. You know, there's a cult of spies. You know, he loves outer space, paranormal, and it's fun to be around a guy that talented and iconic. And he really wants to talk about, the other things and haunted rooms, and he's very passionate about it. But
aliens are here already.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. Oh, believe me. No, there is proof. His brother lived right above the Chateau Marmont. Peter.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, I think I remember this.
We went after shooting one. Maybe you were with us. We went to watch not Dateline. What's that show? Nightline, the ABC show.
With Ted Koppel in the early days.
Ted Koppel. And so he said, "We're all going to go look. We're going to watch Ted Koppel, but come on over to the house first. We'll go up on Peter's roof." And maybe we'll try some of this stuff that we got. It's some real buffalo weed, he called it. So it was 3 tokes, and I was catatonic. But I do remember not being able to speak or move. And he comes up and he's, Michael, Ted Koppel's on, so we're going to go watch Ted Koppel. Would you like to come down with us? He was like afraid I was going to levitate or something. And I said, no, I'm good here. And then he started talking to me about what they had seen in the sky. From just right here, really late at night, when the storefront windows go out, you can really see all the action up there. Mm-hmm. And I thought, God, I love you, Dan Aykroyd.
He's so great. He goes there. You see him every day. You saw him one at the Grove today at Zara. They're here.
You go in the room and you know that it's haunted, and you don't want to be afraid because the spirits are not giving off that vibe. Have you? I don't think I've ever thrown any costume off in a fit. Have you ever torn any? Well,
Garth,
when you're on SNL, Lauren, I'm telling you.
No,
I haven't.
I was there for such a short period of time that it was really like I was kind of breaking the job in just as I was handed the walking papers, So I never quite sure whether I had any power or not.
How many shows did you do?
26.
Like a little bit.
Was that a season and more?
Mm-hmm.
It was a season. It was the last 6 of the season before.
So was Mark McKinney with you?
Yeah, in the middle of the second season. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
One of the nicest men in the world, right?
Yeah.
Mark,
pretty much.
Awesome guy. Another Canadian. It must be something in the water.
Wife's Canadian.
No, it's full disclosure. That's okay.
My wife's from Canada, born in Canada.
Well, mine's from Texas, so.
Okay. Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
What does that mean? I don't know.
Whatever that means, yeah.
Woo.
It means nothing. It means she knows where the good Mexican food is in Houston. So it's a big plus as far as I'm concerned.
So you got how do you get let go of SNL? What happens?
You know what? They were just kind of cleaning house. They kept you.
We had a lot of people though. That was one of those years where like 22 people were involved.
This is 94.5 kind of, or
94.5, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Farley was leaving, Adam was leaving.
Yeah.
They decided to go full. And I'll tell you this. I always say this. I followed the very best impression of Clinton. It was Phil Hartman.
Yeah, Phil.
Easily easily the best ever. I followed his with mine, which was just sort of an overweight Barney Fife. It wasn't a good Clinton. And I was followed by Daryl, who did the second best.
Daryl has an ear.
So I part of it was being hired to play your dad, David, to be the older presence that they were going to miss when Phil left. But Phil took a lot more with him than just one thing. He was remarkable.
You guys ever have things that pop up that you sort of are somewhere in your mind of you feel had a weird feeling about it? So I had it with you when I was guest hosting. It's late in the show. I'm overwhelmed. I don't know if it's between dress and air or the day of the show, but Lauren and you came in and you had a really good Howard Stern. And it was like saying if I was interested in doing that. And I was just too overwhelmed to say yes, but it felt strange to me when I think of it now because of you, my fondness for you. And also that you were incredibly famous when I was still a waiter, basically. So, on Laverne and Shirley. So anyway, I don't know if you remember that, but
I don't.
I never heard your Howard Stern, but
I did Howard on the 5th show of the first 6 that I did.
Okay.
And it went really well, and Howard loved it. And I'd been on his show a bunch of times before. And I had always had a pretty good relationship with him because I told him the first time I spoke with Howard Stern, I said, "You must know going in that I think all morning men on the radio should be killed." And he accepted that I told him that. So we're good.
He would love that. Yeah, for sure.
And he did love the impression, which was nice. And I wasn't eager to jump right in with more Howard Stern. I wanted to do a lot of different stuff.
Sure.
I had, I think I pitched one other thing, but I didn't love the idea of anybody, kind of like, if I remember anything about that moment, it's that it felt thrown in. And
I think it was kind of a Hail Mary or last minute to fill some gap,
cold opening or something. I don't know, maybe something happened.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah,
you had a good move, which was, I always remember, a tiny thing about Stern when he laughs, you go, poof. It was a different thing I hadn't heard. Yeah, and I was like, oh, that's right. When you hear stuff like that, and I listen to him so much, and I go, oh, no one's done that. That's great.
Yeah,
it's hard to find those little tiny hooks.
I'm not a big impression guy. I mean, I did like 5 people on total on, but I did do the best George Will, even though Dana's George Will is excellent too. I remember hearing that.
I mean, in recent times, like Kate McGinnon, which was very funny. I mean, she would be doing somebody, who was the mayor of New York during 9/11? Sorry.
Giuliani?
Giuliani. And she would she'd play him like a Batman character. Like, I'm Giuliani. And so there was like true impressionism, if you take it almost like art, or abstractionism. Right. Like, I'm not even going to attempt, but I'm going to do something that feels like this guy. And I always loved impressions that aren't super accurate, but have something about them that's even better than the actual. Because now, as you know, newsflash, AI could do the greatest. AI is the greatest impressionist in the world. If copying,
it's going to kill us all.
And that's
what I love about Bill Hader's impressions is they're always accurate enough to make you go, oh, fucking, he's nailed it. And you realize he's going to go a little wide with it, and it's going to stay. I guess his Vincent Price or his Keith Morrison.
Fantastic, because of that weird, like, devilish smile, like he was taking so much glee in it. So that, we love Bill Hader. He's
at the beginning of SNL, they would have Chevy Chase, which some people remember in the old days he would do Gerald Ford as himself. He would just say, "I'm the president." I'd wear a suit here, and I think Nixon by Aykroyd was the same thing. So now it's so good, those departments of making you look 99% like the person already.
Well,
just get a little voice in there.
No one suggested that Dan shave his mustache. So he was Nixon with a mustache, and and they couldn't talk him out of the stash.
That was probably coming from like improv or something, where you go,
right,
went with the bike. But like, he was an improv, they just get up and go, "You're doing this and this," and they go, We don't need all that makeup.
Well, there's a reminder about. I'm reading a book now by Jeffrey Sweet, and it's a revamped version of a book he wrote in '78 called "Something Wonderful Right Away," which is the story of Second City, starting with the Compass Players before, starting with Viola Spolin, really the early days where you were lucky to have a chair and a table. And I think that's what you said is very true. Nobody's expecting us to look exactly like Nixon at this point. I'm doing my really funny Nixon,
and it works.
And it works, and it was great.
Because you didn't know they could do all this makeup, and then suddenly, just over time, it just evolves, and it's very good.
Yeah.
By the way, you did the Invisible Man with Chevy Chase. Is that true?
I did. Yeah.
Well, how was that? That was right when it was during his full heyday. He was a big star.
Well, it was 92, I guess.
I remember when that came out.
And it was John Carpenter, who I really liked a lot. We had a lot of fun because I was a big fan of his stuff, The Thing, especially.
I was just going to say
maybe the best.
The Thing is
maybe the best science fiction horror film of all time. In my opinion.
That right?
I would have no argument with that. Wilford Brimley. It was first time I'd seen him. Just this brilliant presence, and
Kurt Russell and Dickie Mazur and all these horrible dogs who would explode on us and stuff. It was just great.
Yeah,
and I told him I was
down.
Yeah. I actually got into it, and I said, "I'm going to tell you why that movie wasn't a hit, because there's no girls in it. Girls are not going to go see this movie unless there's a dame in trouble, unless they have someone to pull for. This is a bunch of fucking bros who are getting their asses kicked from the inside by these horrible creatures. There was no woman in trouble." And he thought about it. And he goes, "Nah, it's bullshit."
Well, you know what? Kind of a sister movie in some ways, different, but it was Alien during that era. And they had Sigourney Weaver in her little panties at the end. Akila, to calm herself down. I just love that movie too, man.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you like movies.
Yeah.
I do. Mm-hmm. I saw a good movie on the plane called Black Bag, and it's Kate Blanchett. Soderbergh. Yeah. And one thing I really liked about it's a very complicated spy thing with a lot of, where's your loyalties and all this stuff. And there's married couples and there's couples who are seeing each other and they're all involved in this. One of us is a real shitbag here. And it's an hour and 33 minutes.
We're you,
done
Jesus.
Here, counselor. We can watch something else now, or we can take a nap. It's great. Not every movie has to be 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
So,
but they are
very much. They are.
No,
and then you add in previews, get lost.
I was in a 70-minute movie called Master of Disguise, sort of a bizarre kids film that's a whole story behind. 70 minutes was cut down, and then you have 15 minutes of outtakes. The credit roll was 15.
That's not bad, though.
And it was Jennifer Esposito's first really good role.
Wow.
And she was adorable in that film.
Yeah, she was
very likable.
Really liked her.
She just directed a film. She directed a film last year. Didn't get much of a release, but it's not bad. It's really pretty good flick. I think she's.
How do movies get seen and released? I mean, it's hard to. There's so much. I don't know. What are you two? Do you and your wife watch stuff together, like live streaming shows?
Oh yeah.
That you like? Did you what are the recent ones? I'm always looking for something. Everyone
did you see Code of Silence? Code of Silence on BritBox. Very good. Very good.
Okay, I haven't seen that.
I won't tell you anything about it. BritBox, yes. No, it's good. It's good.
Code of Silence.
What else do we like? Yeah.
Well, we like Husbands and
Burn
Neighbors. We like John
over
Hamm's one was good on Apple. Like John Hamm.
Friends and Neighbors.
Yeah, I thought it was a great use, just like a perfect part for John. And he was great in it. Is great in it.
I started that Alien Earth. But I don't know. You have to be into Alien.
I know. It seems
you don't have to have seen the first 14.
Okay, BritBox. I know BritBox. What was the name of it again? Code something.
Code of Silence.
Code of Silence. Okay.
I'm going to go for Black Bag after this.
A lot of great. Yeah, Black Bag's excellent too. Yeah.
I got a question. Who was in Earth Girls Are Easy? Was that Jim Carrey?
Jim Carrey, Damon Wayans. Yep.
Oh
Jeff
yeah,
Goldblum.
yeah,
They were
yeah.
the three.
They were the three
aliens.
leads, and they were aliens.
Yeah. They were aliens who cleaned up their act, and Gina Davis
Of
was
course.
the girl. She was the girlfriend, and Julie Brown was kind of the sidekick.
Oh,
and she
MTV?
wrote the film for herself. Yeah. No, not that's
No.
That's
The
Uptown.
comedian.
I'm talking
like brown hair. I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, she did a very funny Madonna parody.
No, I remember. Yeah, I remember.
Medusa. Yeah, she was really great, and is great. Yeah, she wrote it, and the very sad Charlie Rocket was also in it.
Charlie
And
Rocket.
I'm not going to tell his sad story, but you can find it.
One of the best
Hey.
show business names you could ever, if it was a real name, Charlie Rocket.
Charlie Rocket.
You
That's right.
never
Charlie
forget
Rocket.
And he was fired from SNL because
F word, right?
F word on.
On the air. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
I think it's been said since.
I would have kept him.
I fought for him.
One thing I was just curious about, to our basic theme of Spinal Tap 2, is how much you guys interacted as friends or whatever, or did concerts or charity events, or did gigs. How much were you in touch with this brand over the years? You commercials or whatever? What did you do during this time period with Spinal Tap, if anything?
We did A Mighty Wind, and our characters from A Mighty Wind did a couple of drop-in dates.
Oh, okay. I did see Mighty Wind.
Mighty Wind, great again.
And we were the folksmen for that. And we went on the road in something we called Unwigged and Unplugged, where we played acoustic guitars mainly. And we did songs from Spinal Tap, from Waiting for Guffman, from A Mighty Wind, and various other sources. And it was really fun. It was a lot of fun.
Waiting for Guffman.
We did that in 2009.
Yeah, those were all just brilliant.
I mean shit.
That's kind of an interesting, because in direction, so now Christopher Guest is in this, documentary Spinal Tap again. Is he more in a directorial kind of feel, or is he just one of the cast, or who is actually directing it? Is it Rob Reiner?
No,
he's the fake director. Who's the real director?
Well, in Spinal Tap, it was Rob directing the film. Chris's films, you notice, we never see who's making the film.
Right.
Whereas in Spinal Tap, we meet Marty DiVergi, we see him as a character.
Yeah.
So Chris is a fly on the wall, and his style has been picked up by 5 out of 10 sitcoms on the air and waiting to get on the air. It's a real easy way to shortcut. It's a way to shortcut your story.
Yeah.
Get your exposition out of the way by saying, I thought he was lying to me, but then, and stuff. So sometimes it works great. I really like St. Dennis Medical, with Wendy Covington on it, and Damon. David Allen Greer is on it, and he's amazing. He's become this other presence. I mean, he's such a wonderful actor, and he's become this really kind of crusty old guy who's also got a kind of a heart of gold. But they lean into both of them so hard. It's kind of beautiful. I like that show very much. But some of them, it looks like, and Parks and Rec obviously works. But when it looks like, and more you see this, when it looks like they're just taking shortcuts to tell the story, then it's what is the camera doing here?
Yeah.
Right. They used to call them testimonials, right? Or that would be kind of, or I don't know what the word
confessionals.
Confessionals.
I think Modern Family. Yeah.
Right.
I would get pitches of shows, and it would always be like, "What if you did it docu-style, whatever it's called?" And you go, "Oh, okay."
And does it predate The Office? I mean, the original
The Office
is a little different, right? Yeah.
Ricky says that he did base the style of it on Spinal Tap. But it's a scripted show.
Yeah.
He went about it differently because he wrote the scripts. But he's, he perfected it. I resisted The American Office, even though I liked a lot of the people on it. I said, it's not going to be like and it's not
Sure.
like the original. David Brent is different than
Mhm.
Michael, and I've revisited the English Office lately, and it's even more embarrassing than you remember. It's even more cringy and sad and heartbreaking, and
Yeah.
and
I've
it's
seen
like
some.
the Office was a brighter show, and it's
Yeah, for
hilarious.
sure.
You know, I didn't follow it straight through, but I dropped it every time I see an episode of the American Office. Makes me laugh.
Yeah.
There's great people on it.
You're right.
Yeah.
It's a little brighter. Yeah.
Carell's character is, seminal. Just
They-
that character and how wounded he is and how clueless
Yeah.
he is. And it was
Yeah.
so in Steve's wheelhouse. I mean, he just owned it.
But it's very much the American version of that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's a different world, and
Mhm.
and the second season of the British Office is the first season has been on. This guy's a little bit famous, and he's trying to get his job back. So the second season is just crushing. It's just false, and he's sort of a celebrity that nobody particularly likes. And it's
Yeah.
just he keeps
It's
trying
just-
to exploit it, and it's just oh god,
It's probably too
die.
rough for American TV. It's probably like too sad for network TV.
Yeah,
Like too much going on that is really
Dark.
like deep,
Yeah.
dark comedy, but not as
Yeah.
sellable. But that's a
Yeah.
good observation.
And also
Willie, yeah.
on BBC, it's okay if you make 12 shows. It's okay if you walk away after 12 Faulty Towers, even though it's a brilliant, brilliant show. It's like, no, we're done. And they say,
Yeah.
okay. In America, you go, what are you talking about? We
Keep
can get
going.
6 years out of this, you know? And sometimes it's not always the best choice.
It feels like a 12 episode show. We'll do 90.
There's a little
That's right.
Boris Karloff with there. Sometimes
My
it's
first-
not the best choice.
Okay, so BetMGM, Dana. You know, I'm a little bit of a gambler, and I do like football, and that's coming up. And BetMGM is one of our partners, and it's great because for the football fans, if you register with BetMGM, you can keep the good times rolling all season long. This football season, new customers can download the BetMGM app and sign up to receive up to $1,500 in bonus bets. Oh, I could use that with code FLY if they don't win their first bet. If they don't.
Yes, that's absolutely right, David. You get
Oh.
access to second chance promos, odds boost tokens, and same game parlays. This is Michael McKean, and I
Yeah.
think it's a great deal. BetMGM original bets, special boosts and tokens, and so much more.
Oh, yeah. You know, Michael, a lot of new features are coming soon, like dark mode and also live same game parlays. From kickoff to the winning field goal, there's more ways than ever to supercharge your excitement.
You're absolutely right, David.
Yes, thank you.
I must say, I don't know why I like it so much, but I enjoy the hard-hitting American football thrills
Yeah.
all season at BetMGM. And David, you won't want to miss it. It's
Mm-mm.
absolutely amazing, right?
You know what, Michael? I know you're probably not computer savvy, but you can tag BetMGM across your socials. You can do at BetMGM, or you can just go to BetMGM.com. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. This specific promotional offer is not available in Michigan, Mississippi, New Jersey, New York, Nevada, Ontario, Pennsylvania, Puerto Rico, or West Virginia. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. for New York, 877-8-HOPE-NY, or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
For Arizona, 1-800-NEXT-STEP. For Massachusetts, 1-800-327-5050. For Iowa, 1-800-BETS-OFF. For Puerto Rico, 1-800-981-0023. First bet offer for new customers only, subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards are non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire in 7 days in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
Dana, before we let this young man go, I do have to say, Waiting for Government, we're not talking about enough, but we all know that unbelievable. And Parker was in a lot of your movies, right? She's in a lot of those. So funny. And
Well,
I'm glad Parker's
Chris
got a
discovered
huge...
her for that.
Oh, it's great.
And she's turning it. She's
Mhm.
such a wonderful actress. I don't know whether you saw the, it was about this, oh God, it was a documentary, and then they did a multi-part uh, scripted show about this woman fell down the stairs or she was killed, all this stuff. And she played this prosecutor, I think. And she was wonderful because she was like, man, she's trying really hard. This prosecutor, is she not competent? And then we're let in a little bit more in her life. And she's a woman alone with a bottle at night. And it's she was so heartbreaking.
I remember that. Like, I can't remember the name of it.
I think it's called The Stairway or
Stairs, mate. Yeah,
Stairs or something. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
One thing about
I was not in Waiting for Government, but I worked on some of the music. I wrote one of the songs with Chris.
I was going to read some more movies you weren't in if you got a second.
But sure. I'll name drop Larry. Larry David was on this podcast, and just talking about his method and his show Curb, and he said the main thing he always looked for is that no one was trying to be funny. And I think that the Spinal Tap, obviously that in all those other movies, there was just this, no one was signaling that they're being funny. I mean, it gave it that, whatever you call it, it just made it pop, and it made it way funnier.
Oh, good. John Cleese had a line about what farce is. What's a farce? He said, well, a farce is what happens to you on the worst day of your life. It should be a terrible, terrible thing you're going through. Otherwise, it's not going to be funny. The situation shapes it. All you can do is be the real guy and do your best. So,
and you guys were just so flat straight. So, in this Spinal Tap, is there anything you want people who are listening to say about it? Or you enjoyed doing it? Or it's,
yeah, we really did. I would say that if you would just off of what we were talking about, Paul McCartney is really good in this movie, and he plays Paul McCartney, but he plays like a legit version of Paul with a kind of a hidden spiny backbone, and it's really pretty fucking amazing. Elton's the same way, but he's like a parade coming down your street. It's a slightly different thing, but he's great and so deadpan in the interview stuff that Rob does with him. So, sometimes the person who's not exactly an actor is exactly the actor.
Can I just, I wanted in my mind's eye, so Paul's here today and he comes on and wherever you're filming this, and do you run it without cameras, or do you just say, or you do it like Gary Shandling used to do? I'll say something like this. You'll say, how did that work with Paul?
Well, we kind of, we just knew he was going to do something in the show. He was very enthusiastic about it. And we had a lot of Zoom conversations about it, but we really didn't nail down what his thing was going to be about. But he came down to New Orleans, and we said, well, what if it's this thing that David St. Hubbins, my guy, is pitching, and the rest of the band really kind of hate it. And he comes in and he sides with them. So then it becomes this kind of bristly moment.
Okay. Yeah.
And so it works. But as a songwriter and as a guy who's been at this particular fucking project since 1980, I just spent the first part of the morning listening to Paul McCartney sing a song that I wrote. That's something that I never thought would happen to me.
Oh, wow.
And it was like, it almost made me go. But my character had to be more like, oh yeah, what else can you show me? But he's still enthusiastic. David is very enthusiastic about it. But then when things go south, they go south because this guy's got a big ego, and so does Paul.
Love it.
His is healthier than mine. Mine's full of rot. His is full of good cheer.
That it's not even a bucket list thing, because you would never even think that would happen, I'm sure.
No. But it was pretty remarkable.
Yeah.
I heard Paul on a podcast talking about filming.
Oh, really?
He says, we were down there, and the guys were there. And I saw, hey, what's all this? Talking like that, and they go, we got it. I go, is that it? I'll see you later.
Yeah.
So I wanted to sneak that in. I like doing Paul now.
Well, Paul did the best thing for me. I just did Glengarry Glen Ross on Broadway with Odenkirk and
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
Bob.
yeah.
Kieran Culkin, Bill Burr.
Bill
And
Burr.
it was like it was the Marx Brothers version of Glenn Ross. It was
That sounds
very
fun.
funny, and
Yeah.
it was a lot of fun. And Paul came to the show, and so he comes downstairs to the dressing rooms, and so he comes walking in, and we had just worked together, 8 months before, or whatever. And he comes up in front of everybody. He comes up to me, he gives me this big hug, and someone, almost like an offstage loop, says, "Oh, you know each other?" And Paul says, "Oh yeah, we're in movies together."
I love it. We did movies. Love it.
Dude.
That's a perfect Paul McCartney thing to say. And then he's
he
talking.
was already going to heaven, but this guarantee. Yeah.
What's a better song? And I Love Her, Let It Be, She's Leaving Home. I'm just doing Paul melody songs,
Martha, My Dear is his greatest melody.
Wow.
Martha,
That
my
is-
dear. Yeah, because it just keeps going. It's a long melody loop.
Yeah. It's like a really elaborate show tune in 2.5 minutes. And it's just musically it's brilliant. But all those others are pretty damn good.
All those are fine too.
Oh, we like them.
Well, this is my new house. The last time I talked to you guys, I was in the magic crafts closet, or my Rugrats closet, as I called it, which is where I went to record Rugrats during the shutdown. So I was in there with a lot of knitting.
I did have notes from the last time. I said, where was he? So now I know.
He went to a place with no Wi-Fi. He's like, where can I go?
No.
So is this your man cave? Is this where all your stuff is? Your guitars?
Well, I got my little keyboard here. Okay. Yeah, I do recording here, and I hide out from the world and from the air conditioning. Apparently, I had to do something about
that. All right. Well, I have David.
Thanks, Michael. So, Dana, we just wrapped up with the great Michael McKean, and
Michael,
we were just saying, like, that's great. He had that great McCartney at the end. We were sitting on that for a while. I love that story. How fun to have McCartney in your movie. I'd freak out.
It's fun because he's a musician as well. He's in his little studio and he writes all these songs and stuff. And so that to kind of hang out with McCartney, I just, I'm such a freak, and there's billions of me. I'm not unusual at all about the Beatles, and so that he tagged Martha, My Dear as the greatest. Yeah,
I was wondering what you thought of that because I know you have your favorites.
I don't know. They go round and round. To me, I was just curious with the idea of genius. What is genius? And to me, it's sort of like something that shouldn't be able to exist but exists.
I'm the same way with those Beatles songs. You go, this is my favorite for a while, and then you go, no, now I'm really into this one. Then I'm really into this one now, and you don't appreciate one. Then you go, oh shit, now I just heard it again.
I kind of go back to some of the earlier Help, Hard Day's Night, No Reply, into just that when they were, I don't know, something about those. They make me very happy. Yeah, and they're just cool. But anyway, that guy is a great storyteller. That's great as a guest, Michael.
A lot of fun. Of course, we talked about Coneheads again. Of course. And we talked about it with Nick Kroll. Conan's getting a lot of play. And but he was great to talk about everything. I did feel bad that I said Waiting for Guffman. I thought he was in every single one of those, from Best in Show to everything. So that caught me and I felt stupid.
I think you got the gist. That was kind of nice to unpack the influence of Spinal Tap on all these other shows that have people talk to camera
and the way they shoot. Yeah. I didn't even put that together.
I don't know if it's the first time mock documentary, or maybe there were some British ones, but I'm not sure. But in America, that was sort of this mock documentary. The way they shot it was something new.
Well, I hope everybody liked it, and we'll see you next time.
See you next time on, what's the name of the show again?
I don't know, really. I thought you knew.
Huh. Work in progress.
Hey guys, if you're loving this podcast, which you are, be sure to click follow on your favorite podcast app. Give us a review, 5-star rating. And maybe you can share an episode that you've loved with a friend.
If you're watching this episode on YouTube, please subscribe. We're on video now.
Fly on the Wall is presented by Odyssey and executive produced by Danny Carvey and David Spade, Heather Santoro and Greg Holtzman, Maddie Sprung-Kaiser, and Leah Reese-Dennis of Odyssey.
Our senior producer is Greg Holtzman, and the show is produced and edited by Phil Sweettech.
Booking by Cultivated Entertainment.
Special thanks to Patrick Fogarty, Evan Cox, Maura Curran, Melissa Wester, Hillary Schuff, Eric Donnelly, Colin Gaynor, Sean Cherry, Kurt Courtney, and Lauren Vieira.
Reach out with us any questions to be asked and answered on the show. You can email us at flyonthewall@odyssey.com. That's AUDACY.com.